Hello walkers, and welcome back to Chattanooga. I am going to flip you around here so you can see me. My name is Henry. I will be your virtual travel guide today, your proxy walker, your co-discoverer is what I like to say. I'm going to flip you around again. We are in today Chattanooga's, I think it's the Southside area or South District. And it's really cool. I'm excited to find this one. We've been hanging around the last couple days, and I don't really know my way around here. Let me caveat with that. But I do like finding new places and interesting little places. So we're gonna explore a little bit and see what we can find and what we can see. We just started there. There's a building that we looked at that was fallen down there, obviously. And that's kind of the story here in terms of redevelopment. There's been a lot of new redevelopment here apparently. And it's changed it from what was kind of an industrial zone to the left here as we hand down Main. And has become a lot of lofts and condos and apartments. So that usually is the result of, or is often the result of gentrification, where a lot of the less fortunate people end up getting pushed out by increased prices. But because it was an industrial area, a lot less of that has happened. We're on Main Street and we're headed towards the river now. It's a warm one. And first of all, let me say, I think I got a couple errors last time in our walk down by the aquarium. One was the temperature. I think the Celsius was accurate, but I think I said 87 degrees Fahrenheit instead of 81. Today it is 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees Celsius. We're starting about 11:15 in the morning, late July, and it's going to get up into the 90s today, 80 or 90% humidity. It's going to be hot, but that's all right. So we're going to make a right here on Market Street, and we're just going to loop around. One of the reasons I want to do this is because we're gonna pass this building. Well, you can kind of see the sign up there, the Chattanooga Choo Choo, and famous from the song and the 1980s Joe Namath movie. And so we're gonna walk past there, but we're also gonna walk back here because it's kind of become a social area, an entertainment district, and it's really cool. Anything that I know on this walk came from a friend of mine that lives here and does a lot of development work, especially in the nonprofit space. Any errors are mine alone. But I really enjoy the older style buildings, and they've retained a lot of the old style buildings and modified them. So this is the main building. We're gonna pop down here because I love this mural. Lots of murals down here, which is pretty cool. And I get kind of excited about. I like this one a lot because it's not just a square. They sort of let it bleed out onto the other part of the building. It just kind of organic there. We are gonna get into a little bit of music. Hopefully, the algorithm will forgive us. We came down here last night, or night before last, I guess. It was pretty late, Saturday night, but lots of outdoor seating areas down here, which is really kind of cool. You can, even though it can be a little hot during the day, it's really nice in the evening when it's cool enough to sit outside. And if we make it around, there's also this it's a dog park, a little small dog park, and then it's also a bar. So they've sort of conflated the two, and I think it's a brilliant idea. I've never really seen it before. So it is my understanding that the Chattanooga Choo Choo was the station. We got westbound honky tonk here. And I think there's some music venues back here and another outdoor dining space. We're actually gonna loop back around to the front here in a little bit, but I just wanted to show you kind of this area and the district, and what it's like. Well, I mean, obviously it'd be better to show you during the full fun times, but it's dark and late, and I was actually out having fun too. So, Songbirds, I think that's the music venue. One thing I want to mention is, and I've talked about this in other places, but the fact that parking is so easy because they use the apps. Even the private parking lots, a couple of them use an app, and just makes things easier and simple. That mountain in the distance is Lookout Mountain, is my understanding. And it was where I believe the Union forces mounted artillery to bombard the city during the Civil War. So, and I think there's a park there. If you're looking for things to do in Chattanooga or activities to do, this area is obviously great for the evening, or if you need to grab a lunch or restaurants and that sort of thing, bars, music venues. But there's other parks. There's a park up on top of Lookout Mountain, and I believe you can take a funicular up there, so you're not having to climb, or if you don't want to drive. And I think it gives a good view of the river. I haven't done that yet myself, and I probably won't this trip. A couple different restaurants in here. I want to thank the Patreon supporters for your support. I try to do that every time. Sometimes I forget. And your support is really valuable to me beyond the monetary. It's a really big encouragement to know that people are getting some value out of these and some enjoyment out of these videos and walks. So thank you. I guess the Chattanooga is now a hotel as well, which is interesting. It says more than a hotel. Coming up on Choo Choo Avenue. And we're walking along Market Street. Another cool mural over there. And let's cross. I think the parking light, the light is gonna benefit us here. If I push the right button. Yep. It's a very large parking garage with looks like a bus terminal or station inside, which is kind of neat. Or maybe it's just a garage for buses. The Kinley valet parking. I wonder if that's a hotel or it says overnight valet, but it might be a restaurant. Just want to reiterate that I not really know where I'm going. We're in full explore mode right now. Clumpies. Huh. Smells like an ice cream place. Ooh. 14th and Market. Let's go down another block or so and see where we end up. This is kind of a nice view. Sorry to spin you around, but just looking down that row of trees, something pleasant about that. One of the things I wanted to talk about is history, right? And the relative aspect of history in the sense of, well, in Europe or Asia, you have a lot of these buildings, or Africa, you have a lot of these buildings that are centuries and millennia old. And here, if something's 200 years old, it's pretty old. That doesn't make it less interesting in my book. For instance, a lot of these old brick 19th century, 1800s buildings, I think, are fascinating. Early 20th century, old industrial and commercial buildings, I think, are fascinating and can be really beautiful. This is, sorry, hold on. We're continuing on Market, but King goes off to the left if you're following along on a map. Check I don't get run over. Feels like we're in a different kind of neighborhood over here. We're getting close. You can kind of see downtown area. And I'm hoping to fit in a walk down there as well later. So what we might do is go down another block and then loop back and see what we can find. Wow, look at all these flowers up here. If you have thoughts on Chattanooga, corrections, kindly put forward, or memories or anything, please let us know in the comment section of the YouTube channel. What's one of the fun parts of this, one of the many fun parts of doing this channel is talking to you guys and hearing your feedback and your memories and shared histories, and also local knowledge or knowledge that I have missed or gotten wrong. It's kind of a neat old building. It's interesting, they don't do anything really like this anymore with the false columns, and it's pretty rare to see something like that. It's about the fourth or fifth set of fire trucks. We're gonna go down Cowart. Here's a new build that have gone out in the last hour. Hopefully it's nothing major. You can, looking at the mountain, at Lookout Mountain over there, you can kind of see the haze, and I think a little bit of that might be Canadian wildfire smoke, but I think also a lot of it is just humidity. Oh, the smell of these trees is nice. And I don't know what these are. If you know what kind of trees they are, let me know, with the pink blossoms. It's like perfume. Look at the, sorry, I get distracted a lot on this channel. This old back porch here. Love it. I was gonna say earlier before the fire truck came by, oh, look at this, there's a little bird's nest up here too. I think it's a sparrow's nest. There is sort of a neo-colonial style, right? And neo other things, but you don't really see, or I don't know of neo, I don't even know what it would be, that early industrial revolution style with the ironwork out front and sort of it's kind of Victorian, but also kind of not Victorian. I don't know. I think Urban Stack is supposed to be a good restaurant, my friend was telling me, but I could have that wrong. It is early. We went to a coffee shop today, Needlot, Niedlot, and it was fantastic. Kind of right where we started off, and I'm hoping to have enough time to loop back around there, and maybe I'll get a chance to show you. And that was fantastic. And then there was another restaurant 2 doors down from that we ate. I had a fantastic burger. And yesterday at lunch, in that area too, I had a brisket sandwich that was delicious. I'm not really a foodie, but I do, every once in a while I'll get something that really stands out, and it definitely is memorable and makes the day a little better. Here's that row of trees from the other side. It looks like we might have to cross over as they're doing some development here. My friend was telling me that all about sort of the process of how this area came to be redeveloped and sort of, I don't know, the incentive mechanisms that were in play to make it what it is, and how it sort of evolved from a couple core investments, and then look at the slate-sided building. That's kind of nice. And that led to a bunch of dominoes falling into place to make it a really nice area. And there you have many of the same economic pressures that other areas have in terms of limited housing availability, limited, costs skyrocketing, and all that. So it's a challenge, and at some point, it just comes down to supply and how and where you put that supply, in my opinion. I'm not an expert on it. That rarely stops me from throwing my opinion out there, though. This is a pretty cool one, too. Mural. My mind can't even read that font. Realizing something? It's kind of a fun little park, or maybe it used to be a park. It's interesting to think about, well, maybe not interesting, but something I'm interested in, to think about the way, obviously this looks like a place that was maybe either a park or an outdoor venue, and maybe it didn't make it, or maybe, I don't know, who knows, maybe it's being developed, but it's gone now. Hello Monty, we ate there, that was pretty good too, had some grits type stuff. We're gonna go down this way, one more block, and then we'll loop back into a neighborhood and see some of the residential stuff. I have to pause sometimes because loud automobiles or sirens drown me out. On a personal note, I have to say I knew it was going to be hot, knew it was going to be humid, And I was a little intimidated by that coming from Montana, but I'm actually doing pretty well with it. That said, it's only 80, 81, 82 degrees now. It is warming up. Looks like a chicken processing plant right there. An urban chicken processing plant. You know, back in the 1900s, 1800s, this is Broad Street. Our cities, you know, they didn't have refrigeration, so the chicken processing, the butcher, the horse, whatever that guy is that handles the wagons and the horses and all that stuff, they're all in the cities or right there next to the cities. So, you know, all those smells and all that material, I guess we're gonna go back the way we came. I don't think that light's gonna let us cross where I wanna cross. You know, all that had to be dealt with, just like any human waste would have to be dealt with before indoor toilets. And it's not really dealt with in historical novels or TV shows. The sort of gross part of being alive in a common place. But it's still, it's a thing, and it's interesting to me sometimes to think about those little details of everyday existence. A bike sharing program, and I think these are electric bikes. It looks like they have hub motors, rear hub motors. Looks like you rent them. All right, so let's go back into this neighborhood, residential area. And this is Cowart Street again. Sorry for the detour or the double back. So again, my friend was telling me that a lot of this, so you see that brick building back there, more of a commercial or industrial space that's no longer being used. That's what was converted. There were a few homes, small homes, that I guess there's still a couple here, but a lot of them were converted. Not a lot of them. Not many of them were converted as part of this rejuvenation process, and the process is ongoing. Looks like they're working on this old building, and kind of a building in the distance there. This is 16th. And it's still a mix. I don't understand Spanish, so I'm not sure if that was to his coworker or me. Some pretty flowers. Oh, there's a sticker for Baylor School. It's a popular school in the area. I think it's a boarding school, maybe? Oh, look at this. This is what I like about, one of the things I like about wandering around. Just discovering these random works of art or these interesting, old, unique things that aren't on the main tours, right? The main websites of things to do or activities for families in Chattanooga. You know, wander around, you see bumper stickers, you see murals, you see design choices. The bread factory lofts. So we approach 17th here. You know, and just, it's interesting. It gives a better perspective on what it's like to live here. And certainly it's only a slice of what it's like, but more so than you would get by going to the aquarium, maybe? I don't know, I guess I don't want to unfairly disparage the aquarium. I love aquariums, but you know, it's geared towards visitors as well as I keep second guessing myself here. I also want to talk about trees because I do love trees, and it's now about 4 degrees Fahrenheit cooler under here. It's quieter. It is very pleasant. So on this trip, I'm hoping to do one more walk in Chattanooga, downtown. Then I'm gonna head over to Charlotte. I'm gonna try and get at least one walk in there, maybe 2. I'm hoping to get to Gatlinburg, possibly Cherokee, North Carolina. So, as I am wont to do, I'm gonna duck down here because there's some houses that look like they've been here for a while, and I wanna see those. And then Knoxville, and then we'll head up to Cincinnati. So I can't commit to any walks, but that's part of the fun of this trip for me, is to film for you guys. Look at this place. This is beautiful. Bumblebees. I hear birds singing, flowers. I think we're on Williams. I didn't call that out. Cute little bungalow houses, craftsman style. And I don't know if these are new houses. I mean, they certainly look renovated, if not new. Can't really tell. This one looks like it's got some age on it. Not that it's not kept up well, but you can tell a history of painted details. I love that porch. Oh, that is amazing. Let's go down one more block. And it's all mixed in here with some of this newer stuff, which is, it's a great intermingling, I think, cross-pollination, you know. Now, I don't know how often people actually spend time with each other. Another good porch. And socialize with each other in these neighborhoods. I think that's one of the reasons I like the idea of a front porch, is if people were to actually spend time sitting out in their rocker having a ice cold lemonade, saying hi to people as they walk by, I think that would make the world a better place. So, morning. See, this one looks new, and this one also kind of looks new, but maybe renovated. I don't know. Looks like we're getting back into the commercial area. Let's make a left here on 19th. So this is called the Southside area. I see a little sign there on top of the street sign. We're gonna go down Long Street. There's an EMS station over here to the right. And so now we're headed back to, I think it was Broad Street, is that right? No, Market Street, I think. Cornerstone Church here, Orthodox Presbyterian. And we're gonna go see some of those shops I talked about and some more buildings. Some more buildings with some nice porches. I think I said this before. I say this often, but anything less than an 8-foot porch is a waste of money. Yeah, those just are not functional, in my view. Other than keeping the rain off as you go inside. I love it. And I like this too, this, you know, you've got a modern building that could have been really ugly, but with just a few of the choices, they've made it look really nice, I think. Crossing 18th. Look at these flowers. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Love, love, love the colors. So we have a school up on the right-hand side here, and normally I wouldn't even go I wouldn't go this close to a school unless I had to. But since they're not in session and no kids really around, there's some in the distance playing on the playground, I don't feel too bad about that. Just gonna give you a little shot of this deal. Clean water is our happy place next to the drain. Here's a thought. Have you ever, we don't send our kids to school, we homeschool mostly. Our youngest went to school this year for the first time, but walking into a school for me, like the smell and the sights and like all the murals and stuff, it really brings back a lot of memories, not all good, but not all bad, of being young and sort of feeling of being 7 or 8 years old in a school. There are quite a few breweries in town as well, and a couple of whiskey bars. As is kind of the thing now, the normal thing. This is the Five Wits Brewing Company. We were staying over by one called Odd Story. And again, they have a lot of outdoor space. This one I think also has an indoor music venue, which is cool. I guess that's part of living in the South, right? You can have pretty much year-round use of those outdoor spaces, especially if they have a cover over them. You know, it's raining. It doesn't really snow too much down here, and rains a little bit. Can get really hot and occasionally pretty cold, but otherwise, it can be downright pleasant if you're in the shade and there's some air movement. I guess it was Main Street. Now I got to get my bearings again. Maybe it wasn't Main Street. So I just want to, down there is another restaurant called Feed, and I'm going to go down here because there's another bar that I want to show you. And there's a police officer down here. I don't want to intrude on whatever's going on down here. Some more murals. Oh, looks like a traffic accident. So it shouldn't be a problem. I just want to show you this one. Coffee shop. It's like an older mural, maybe. So across the way, a lot of these places, they don't seem like they're going to be that big. And then you go inside of them and they're really spacious. This is one of those, Clyde's. It's got the typical bar signs up and everything. You think, oh, it's just a little corner bar, but you go in there and it's really pretty cool. They got a bunch of couches set up for hanging out and socializing, kind of lounge style. They've got the typical bar. They have a stage for music. And then over here, you've got Feed, Table and Tavern, and again, outdoor seating. They've got indoor seating, a bar area. Really pretty cool. So I think I'm gonna cross back over twice. And then, well, I feel like I'm a little bit lost here. Should I go down? Let's go down one more block, just because we can. I think 1885 is supposedly a place to eat as well. There's a trailer over there that is making me think of that. Oh, I know where we are now. We're a block down from the Chattanooga Choo Choo. I'm just going to get you a little look down this way. Now let's keep going. We'll loop it. It's an interesting little portico. Whew. It's starting to warm up for sure. It's kind of a mix of design firms and nonprofits and residential in here. It's kind of nice. I like that mix. It makes more of a neighborhood. I think a little bit of a local community feeling to it. We've been on Williams. We're going to go back up towards the Chattanooga Choo Choo. On 14th. Here's that line of trees I commented on earlier. Cool building. Peek down the alley. Guess I should get out of the street. There's a little breeze blowing. Really pleasant. I like to talk about the smells. I talked about the flowers earlier. There's definitely occasional urban sewer smell, but also a lot, and they don't mix, they're just separate, but a lot of good food smells from restaurants getting ready for lunch. And I mentioned the flower smells and occasionally a boxwood and these trees mixed in with some occasional scent of exhaust. It's interesting. Now I think we're passing an ice cream shop and I can smell the cones and the sugar. The Chattanooga Choo Choo again. Little salon, Luna Rose. A hot chocolate place? That's got to be a rough season for them. What this Chattanooga whiskey, but they've got this awesome old LS restaurant. Definitely got a lot of character there. No longer functioning, obviously, but it would be awesome to get that thing cranking again. And then you've got places they're going to put something now. Somebody's painting a mural over there. And then a big area where I have to wonder what they're going to put in. But look at the old foundation down there, too. Fascinating. Tailgate Brewery across the way. The sweet mural. Back on Main now, Main and Market. Oh, green light. I don't see so many here, but I have seen a lot of bike lanes, which is pretty cool. And obviously the rental e-bikes and other people riding bikes, regular and e, around. Smell barbecue now. Look at this building across the way that's for sale, and look at the metal work on the second story and the old stone. Love it. I have no idea what renovations might be required for that, but when they do, I hope they keep that old copper or metal or whatever it is up top, the black stuff. Okay, we are back to where we started. We're gonna go a little bit further because I want to show you some of these restaurants and stuff that are here. Looks like they're working now. So apparently, I don't know what the straight scoop is on this, but they were hoping to use the facade of this old building on the hotel they're building. I'm gonna swing you around here because I love this fence here. Old iron welded together from various sources. Kind of neat. But apparently they had a judge told them that I don't know what the was based on, but they had to tear it down. So that is what is happening. We're gonna cross Rossville up here. I haven't even been down there. Burgers and brews. Big fire station here on the right, number one. Seen several engines come out of here the last hour or so. There's a market. So this is Need Loves. Had a great breakfast up here this morning. Good coffee, great croissants and breakfast biscuits. Of course, outdoor seating, a couple murals. Some parking that you can, I think, get validated inside. They'll give you do some phone app where you get to park in there. And it gets busy. So we got there right before the lines started. Main Street Meats, where I had the brisket. Apparently they make fantastic bacon, and they have a butcher shop side where you can buy meats and rashers of bacon. As we come up to Passenger Street, where I was telling you we had that burger, which was one of the better burgers I've ever had, honestly. And a lot of people brag about burgers and that sort of thing, but a burger is often just a burger. This was more so. A lot of outdoor seating. And then off to the left up here on Johnson, pardon my sniffles, is another, I forget what this one's called, but again, more outdoor seating, indoor seating with lots of light, just has that open feeling. And across here is Nougat Paws and Nougat Turf. And I believe this is where they have, it's a dog play park, and you can see running water and tennis balls. And then on the far side, a couple dogs out there, on the far side, you have, I believe, a bar and maybe other stuff. So what a great idea, right? And I've seen a lot of places outside, at least, they allow dogs on leashes to come in. And I think that's great too. Love it. And I think that's gonna be the end of our walk. We're at 50 minutes, so that's a good amount of time. If you would like longer or shorter or preferences, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna show you one more mural, and because it's pretty. And then I'm gonna go get something to drink, some cold drink, and find another walk for you guys. Of course, there's music playing, so let me cross the street, get away from that a little bit. But look at this big old rooster and that design of some sort. Thank you for joining us on our city walk through Chattanooga today, our virtual treadmill walk here on City Walks, where we do virtual tours of cities. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you sharing your time with me, and I hope it was worth it. I'll see you again soon. In the meantime, as always, keep on stepping.